here we have the Pingrup station, which is a very typical one for the lower area. Quite more than likely a siding station, which would have been, which unfortunately these days there is no tracks coming to it that I can see. And here is the other side of the station platform area. Adjacent to the Pingrup railway station, we have the Pingrup Traders, which would be the ideal place to go for your agricultural needs within the town area. And a Telstra phone box. Here in the town of Pingrup, you will find the Bushfire Brigade. And then just behind the Bushfire Brigade, we have the St John Ambulance Pingrup Sub-Centre, which is also where you'll find a defibrillator within the town. Just in the corner of town, you will find the Pingrup Roadhouse, where you will also find a post office. And just out the front of it, we have a park bench and a little water fountain. Here in the town of Pingrup also we have this quirky little, what looks like a Thomas, a rusty car. I think it could be an old Holden. If you know in the comments below, please comment. We have a Shell petrol, which could be a general store, cafe, or even a private residence. Continuing along, we have the Pingrup Community Church, Pingrup Resource Centre, and the Pingrup Community Hall.
Now that's something that you don't see a lot of. A sign that says DVD and video hire. But it also says coffee, light lunches. But unfortunately, like a lot of things in these small little towns, it has closed down. Pingrup is part of the Silo Art Trail. It's a very interesting trail to take. It says get off the beaten track, find art on an epic scale and discover West Australia's unique regional communities. Some of them that have got them at are Ravensthorpe, Albany, and when you come to them, it tells you a little bit about the art trail and also a bit of history of how they came about. You can travel it any way you like, set up from Perth. And as I say, happy travelling. Stretch your legs, take a photo of this epic artwork. The days that this one was created in 2018. Litres of paint used for 230. It took 15 days for it to be painted. And the silo height is 25 metres. And one artist did all this work. What a great job keep it up, and who knows, maybe one day you might discover more as you drive through the towns that you can see the art trail.
Here we have the Pingrup primary school.
Walking around Pingrup, found some more machinery. I love to see the old machinery and how they must have really had it tough in those days, as there was none of what we've got today, electrics and things like that. And here's a grain and some big shears. Gee, they'd be hard to manage, hard to handle. But just interesting as you travel through the towns and you come across these big things that and just makes the town just that little bit more, I guess, iconic, ironic, seeing these big icons. The Pingrup Caravan Park. There's a little barbecue area, and it's also got your dumping point. Looks like it's a nice little area, and let's just go for a little bit of a walk up here. Powered sites, multi-access unit, single bed cabins, pet friendly, and camping area, camp kitchen, amenities block, and a theatre room. Pingrup was settled in 1911. It has a population of estimated 400 people, so it's only a very small town. The main produce is wheat, barley, oats, lupin, peas, sheep, wool, salt, clover, and the sheep population is 300,000. So there's quite a lot of sheep. Or is it a lot of sheep? There's also a museum here. And here's a lovely little picnic area where you can stop and have your little coffee and cake as well, if you so desire. This is the Lions Bicentennial Park, and we have a little drinking water fountain here as well. As we just walk away from the Pioneer Park, we can see some names of people who have been, or maybe even still are, in the town. So if you know anybody who may have been here, or maybe still here, come on down and see if their name is on the wall. This is the Historical and Community Facilities Centre. And I was very intrigued by this little monument here. Although it doesn't actually represent anything, I'm guessing, but just the way it was all sort of piled up with wood and balanced. It just sort of reminded me of a game of Jenga, where you've got to try and pull the pieces of wood out without the tower falling.